What is going, YouTubers? How is everybody today? Be Wednesday. Got the rain day today. Love rain days, especially rain days where it's just shitty and rainy all day. And the reason I love it is because I don't feel guilty for not going to work, man. I mean, normally if I got a few hours in the afternoon, I might go do a couple repair jobs or something, you know what I mean? But whew, this car, I've got a lot on my plate, man. I mean, there is so much to do. So much. I mean, it's one of those projects where like you just don't think about how much you got to do. Kind of think of what you got to do at the time, so that it's not so discouraging, man. Holy moly! Anyway, body work. Step Pop's been over again. He puttied again. He did some puttying with the small tube up there. It's called a polyester filler. Really thin stuff gets all those the pop marks out of there and all that. So that's all done. We have moved on now. Okay, we are on some new stuff. So what are we doing? We're doing a floor. Okay, because I need to get this steel in this car for as much as I can. This is what I know is going in the car. Okay, there's going to be more add-ons. Okay, I'm going to have to. After I've epoxied everything, I'm going to have to grind some spots to add some tabs and whatnot. But that's no big deal. I just really want to get the stuff that needs to be done, or the biggest part of it that I can get. Okay, so I think the floors are like a gotta be in the car, because I need to seam seal all that stuff. I just think it'd be pointless to not do the floor if I did that. So anyway, we are doing the floor right now. Got the framing in. So we'll show you what's going on. I don't know if I've showed you guys, but I've got the framing in. This bar here is one solid bar, and that's welded in. This one here is just tacked. And the same with this one. They're both in, just tacked. And now we're starting to do floors, okay? I'm getting my patterns going. This is kind of how it works, you know. We put it onto a good poster board, good thick poster board. This piece here is my first piece of floor, okay? It is my first piece of floor. Hang on, I'm gonna show you. Okay, so put it in there. That's my first piece of floor. I know this cut right here isn't all that great. I'm gonna use I'm going to tighten everything up once it's all made. These holes, right? This hole right here, the one that goes around the pipe's decent. It fits snug all the way around, looks good. This is going to be covered by a boot that comes up around here. So this hole, this big hole here isn't, like I said, I don't want you guys to think that that's the hole. Okay, there's a boot. If you go into my previous videos, there was a box built here. And man, it just looked funky to me. I didn't like it. So I put the pedal down lower and got that all done. I also did make the new rod. It is right here. New rod is made. It is fully adjustable. So plug welded it, MIG welded it. Have not wire welded it yet. So the brown is still on there. But done all that, works good. So my brakes are complete. I got a stop in there. Let's see here. Let me pause it. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, got it right together. So master cylinder is in here. I'm not for sure if this is the master cylinder I'm using. It's going to be the same style, but got a support. Comes in here behind the master cylinder, tightens up nice and tight so that the master cylinder can't move backwards, okay, when I hit the brake. And then we go, spin around here, then we go into the rod, to the pedal, okay. So this thing here, just snugly, it does not touch this, okay. But this is just here, in case something crazy happens. This bar can't drop away from this master cylinder. And yeah, there is a rubber boot that goes around here. It's just not in here. I got a nice little rubber boot, goes behind the plate so that it sandwiches it all together. And there's a nice little smooth boot there. But comes up it is fully adjustable, so I can move the pedal forward or back, and then I got to stop here. So this keeps the pedal from moving forward. And after the brakes have been disengaged, it's just kind of, you know, let's see here. You know, I mean, I can make it kind of chatter, but it's just nice and flush in there. Okay, so I got the brakes done as far as them being in the car. Oh, get up here, old timer. That was the easiest thing ever. I mean, it was pretty simple. So got the, probably can't tell very much, but I got the pedal moved that way a little bit. I probably moved it maybe 3/8 of an inch, which isn't much, okay, but when you're dealing with this amount of room for the pedals, 3/8 is a game changer, okay? So that's all done. And then I needed to make this piece of metal first so that I could have something for the floor to go off of, because unfortunately I can't get that in there any bigger than what it is. I mean, I had to make that piece just like that so that it would fit around that pedal and underneath and around and to grandmother's house we go type shit. So that's all in there. Gonna weld that in. Not yet. I mean, after I get everything made and fitted. This would be my second panel. Okay, this goes, got the holes for the, got the holes so that, boom, you see what I'm saying? So that's all cut out. Nice. And then it runs back, and then there's another piece there, because unfortunately with this pipe here, or tube here, and the one up front, and this here being like this, I can't shrink it. So long story short, it had to be two pieces. Got that piece made, which I know it probably doesn't make sense, but once I get this other piece in here, this is going to be the piece for our missing piece here. And I'll get that laid in there, kind of show you. It'll really give you an idea of what's going to happen with these floors. So let me get that in there. Okay. So this is what the floor is going to be, basically. I know there's a lot of color going on there, and I'm sorry about that. So is what we've got going. If you notice, this is standing up. Okay, there we go. Let me get a little shot of that. See how it's standing up? That's where my transmission cover that we're putting over this is going to interlock with it. Okay, I'll put springs. I'll drill holes in that, put springs on the back of it, and I'll put zoots, like on my hood here, into the cover, and it'll zoot right into that frame rail. I'll probably put 4 zoots. Yeah, probably 4 to make sure it's a nice tight fit. And then that's going to continue back here. Okay, now this one here, I still need to put this little 1.25 inch. I think that's 1.25 inch. I'll measure it again and make sure that that's what that is. But I got to put the little guy on this one here, the inch up, all the way back, cut it around that tube nice, and then that'll all fit in there, okay? And it'll all be able to be removable. And again, I'll put holes in that one with zoots. Hang on a second now, because I was looking at this the other day talking to my stepdad, and with the seat and everything in there, I'm not going to be able to get to that panel very easily, okay, as far as zoots. I mean, I might be able to, but I'm just going to see how that goes. And if it's too hard to get to the zoots with the seat in, and I can't Zeus that damn panel that's going to go over the transmission or driver shaft here, then I might just rivet that in place, and it may just be held in there by rivets, and if I need to take it out, I can drill a few rivets. Not sure quite how that's going, but it is going to be one continuous channel here and then on back. So I'll probably show you guys how I do that, you know, you probably already know how I'm doing it. So then you're probably asking, maybe you're asking, how are you going to weld it in? I'm going to stitch weld it. Inch, skip 2 inches, inch, skip 2 inches, inch, skip 2 inches, all the way around here. That gets it to the body. And then to the frame rail, if you've noticed, I've left a nice gap in there. And I ain't for sure if this is going to work, okay? I'm not for sure yet. But I'm thinking that I can just boom, 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 and do the same thing. Inch, skip 2 inches, inch, skip 2 inches, inch, skip 2 inches, and just weld both them panels with one weld versus having a weld on one side and a weld on the other. I'm thinking that that's going to work good. So that's how I'm going to weld them panels in. If you notice, then this one here, it's got a gap, but I have to trim it a little. This needed to come back a little bit, and it closed up my gap, so I'll trim this and this to get my gap back. This one here is going to get welded right along there, stitched, and then I laid it basically right on top of that tube, and as you can see right there is where I'm going to weld that bad boy, like right there, you know what I mean? Ooh, ooh, right there, you know what I mean? Get me some welds in there. Weld this whole side in. This is going to probably be the only side that I do steel, so I bought a whole sheet of steel. For that little piece in the back there and this side floor. So if everybody needs to buy some steel, hit me up. I got some 040 steel sheet over here. You're more than welcome to sell it. Okay, so well, after I get the car done. But the other side, I'm just going to tabs, which I think I've already showed you guys all my tabs. I mean, I bought some different ones now. Just kind of, RJ Race Cars got a whole selection of tabs, and like this is how they take their picture of their tabs. RJ, I'm not talking shit because I love you guys, okay? But that's how they take the picture of the tab, okay? There's nothing there to reference it. Like it'd be sweet if they would maybe put for say we're gonna call this a quarter, okay? But it'd be nice if they'd put a quarter or something beside these tabs for people like myself that don't know what the hell they're getting, you know what I mean? I'm not for sure as to what size that tab is whenever I'm looking at it on their page, so I got to order a few, see if it's what I want, and if it is what I want, then bada bing, bada boom. So these are what I believe that I'm going to hold the floor in, is these tabs here. These are what they call a sensor tab. I'm going to put a little bend on them, as you can see there, just like a little bend there. I can weld it to the bar down here, and the weld doesn't affect the way it lays on the panel laying on the tab. So that's probably how I'm going to do that. And these are like a 6/32 or I think they're like a 6/32 or what they call a number 8 bolt and nut. So, and I've got like, here's a little bolt set for say this is what we'll be holding the floor in. Sorry guys, sorry. But something like that, a little button head screw with a nylon lock on the back of it. And because see, they got these nuts, okay, but that ain't what we're talking, okay? That ain't what we're talking. That's what Dennis put in my damn firewall. Love the guy. But this is what will be going into the car, and I'm assuming that's probably what he wanted me to do, was put some of them button nuts, bolts, and some nylons on there. So that's what's going to be holding that floor in on the passenger side. Wrong. But I'll just weld them to this bar here. Couple here, you know, one each way. And then around that, do a couple, you know, maybe three and one, and there'll be it slides up. This comes up and tucks right to the bottom of that bar. So I'll probably put like a little channel, like a receiver channel in the back of that, bend it out a piece of metal so that the floor slides into that receiver. Can like panel bond it, I'm sorry. Seam sealer's probably not what I'm going to use there. I'm going to get one tube of panel bond, and just there's some areas where I'm not going to be able to really get weld, so I'll panel bond them. That side's going to be easy. I wanted to do the driver's side first because it is getting welded, but it'll give me kind of an idea of what's going to happen over there. So, but yep, we got the floor about to be put in here. Like I say, all I got to do today is get this all tightened up. It needs to be perfect. Like, for instance, as you can see, I cut a little too much there, right? So is what I do to fix that is just take like a simple little piece here and get it cut to where it fits real nice, and then just lay it tight you know, lay it up there tight and tape it. Okay, just tape it to the board because we're tracing the outline of the board. That's all that matters, is the outline of the board. Because we'll take this, lay it on that steel, flat out on the trailer out there, which is wet. We can't do that today. But I'll take that piece of steel out, which is heavier than hell. Okay, trying to move that piece of steel, you wouldn't think. I bet that's 200 pounds, easy. Yeah, 150, 200 pounds, something. It's heavier than 2 bundles of shingles. It's at least 2 bundles of shingles. So anyway, take my tracers, put them on there, trace them out, cut them, mark where the bends need to go, bend them, boom, in the cart goes. I ain't got to fool around with it. Be a little bit of adjustment. So anyway, you can kind of see how that's going to play out. Yeah, that's touching the transmission right now, but it's not gonna. See, so there's 90, but that's how close everything is in this car. It's going to come right up and right beside this steering shaft. So anyway, that is what we have got going on in Rob 9's garage. This one here is laying a little funny, which I don't know if you've noticed that or not. It's not laying down. And that's because this panel here, I have to cut. If you notice, my body is flat and then it raises up. Well, where it's raising, I've got this marked, that little square there is marked. I got to nip that out of there. And then this here will slide through that and go flat to the back, okay? So it's gonna be on top and then underneath of this, so. Oh! That passenger side is gonna be easy. And I'm gonna do all of that out of aluminum, okay? So that's all gonna be screws, rivets. All I gotta do to get that ready for paint is get the tabs welded onto the frame, or the railings of this subframe, I'm calling it, I guess. I don't know exact terminology, but I'm guessing that's a subframe, I guess, for the floor. So I'm about there, man. I mean, I'm there. I got one piece of the floor already made. Got to break out the bead roller. And these two dies here are how I got my little channel, which I don't really know if you can even, if you saw that or not, but this is a son of a bitch to get. Oh, my magnet is kind of trapping it in there. So it's kind of painful. Oh, I got the pedal. I got the pedal adjusted. The pedal's got to be able to go all the way forward. But if you can see, I got them stepped. See how that's stepped? So that way the metal will lay flat on itself. They won't be overlapping. Just lays flat, nice good. You can put a weld in there. However you got to do it. But I think that I'm going to end up doing, like on this piece, I'm going to put holes in that, like 3 and 3 holes on each side. And I will clamp them together and weld that up through the bottom like a plug weld. I believe they call that. So anyway, that's what I got going. That's what we're doing today. Try and get these floors in. But the body work is done, believe it or not. We finally got body work done. I have ordered a fiberglass repair kit. Pop's going to start to fix this. So this hood, if you notice, is huge. Got a big old hole here. Same on the other side, which he's got some tape. Was just kind of experimenting. But see this right here? This where this comes. This don't match that right here. This don't work. And then I got, this is the good hole. This is the old bad hole. We got to fill in that. I just didn't want to do a Bondo, so we're going to grind it out and put mat and resin in it. But I got a crack here. So that's about it, pretty much. And then maybe I'm going to add a stiffener, maybe a stiffener to the hood. I don't know yet. We're going to see what's happening, but got a fiberglass repair kit coming so that we can start fooling with this hood and getting this hood right to where it needs to line up real good with all this. Gonna look nice. Last thing I'm gonna bore you with, RJ Race Car sells a bunch of different strippings. I call them weather strippings, etc. This is what I bought. This is your regular, you're probably used to seeing something like this. This is like a D, I want to call it, with a sticky adhesive on one side. There's a bigger D with adhesive on the other side. And then this one here, they call this hood scoop trim, is really good shit. So this right here, it's got primer on it, of course, is going to go right here. Right like this. Get that on there. And like I said, I bought really small pieces just because I wanted to make sure that it was going to work on the car before I friggin' purchased it. You know what I'm saying? So get this stuff and then it don't work. You just buy a foot and see what's going on. Now I got a gasket around my trunk lid. Okay. Which I know that I don't really care that the trunk lid has a gasket. That's not the point. The point is this shit is uglier than all hell. You see that? I mean, it just looks like shit. I can't just leave that like that. So we'll go ahead and do what we're supposed to do, and that's fill that bad boy in with some weather stripping, you know. But I also thought that this would be a good idea because this is the bigger one here. And I don't know if this would be a good idea or not, but it might help take some harmonics out of that hood. I don't know. Something like that, you know. Running it around there kind of looks all right, I think. Smaller stuff, I'm thinking I can use that on my door. This here too, like there, see, so I got this one left, a little sharp edge, bada bing, bada boom, and now it's kind of a lot going on there. But I mean, I think that this looks better than this or this, you know. So kind of, I'd rather, then there's no sharp edges to cut myself on while I'm at the track, because I always cut myself. So. But this one here, as you can see, is significantly smaller. Okay, so this one here, I was thinking that I could put these around my doors, like right there. It leaves just enough gap so you can't really see it, but the doors won't sit there and beat the damn paint up. And like I said, I only got this in just 1 foot length so that I could see what it was, because you can't really tell what it is on the internet, and if you've never used it, you really don't know. So I'm just gonna order a bunch of it, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get enough to go around, there, and get all the gaskets. So, yep, that's what's going on today. That's what's going on. I should be able to get these floors. My goal today is to get the templates done. That way that the next nice day, which I'm thinking I'm probably gonna be working Saturday, possibly Sunday. Got to make money. So, probably get these floors done as soon as I can. But I need to get the templates done first. Get everything ready. Get all the stuff cut. Yada, yada, yada. Cleaned up real good. And then go to town. I was going to put floor strips in this car, but I don't really see any point in it because I'm going to be using the seam sealer around the edges. Sorry. Old lady called me wanting to know if I wanted something to eat. You know Daddy wants something to eat. But anyway, so that's my focus. Getting these templates made, getting this ready for this steel to go in, and we have got floors. Okay, so friggin' awesome, man. I'm so psyched about this because even though it's not a floor, you can kind of stand, and it sure as hell looks like it. You get an idea of what's going on, you know, how this is all gonna close up. You get an idea how big the floor is actually gonna be up there. I mean, as you can see, there ain't a whole lot of floor up there, boys. So, there we go. Ain't a whole lot of floor up there. Ain't a lot of room anywhere in this thing. But it will work, and it will look good. I hope. It ain't gonna look like no Dennis Shaw did it, I can tell you that. That son bitch is a perfectionist, man. That man, like I say, older men can get the shit done better than younger. Nah, not like that. Don't. Young men are good too. It's just Dennis has been doing it for so damn long. He's 70 something years old, 60s. He's either in his upper 60s. He might be 70. I don't know yet. But regardless, that experience pays off, man. His shit looks good. So that's what I got going today. Gonna get it done. Probably check in with you guys again this weekend. See what kind of progress we made. 4 little girls in Chatham, Illinois got killed by a lady that they accused of being drunk. The toxicology report isn't back yet, so I can't speak fully on this, but she was not drunk. She was stumbling, couldn't pass the field sobriety, but she blew triple zeros. And my community and the community around us is being hard as hell on this lady. And I think everybody's kind of speaking out a little too soon on it. But people have problems, man. Diabetics have seizures. People have seizures out of nowhere. You know, you may have never had a seizure in your life, man, and all of a sudden, boom, you've had a seizure. And unfortunately, when you wake up from it, you don't even know what the hell happened. You know, so I think a lot of people around here need to give this lady and give it some time, but put yourself in this lady's shoes. You weren't drunk. You weren't nothing. You woke up and there's 4 children dead and you're being arrested. You don't know what the hell's going on, I'm assuming. I don't know, you know, but it doesn't look like the lady was drunk or stoned. She passed her breathalyzers, everything. They took her to the hospital and did checks on her and blew triple zeros. So there's no disputing this woman was not drunk. And I'll admit, when I first saw it, it's like, how in the hell, you know? Well, my mom was telling me a story that my grandfather had a diabetic seizure and drove his car off the road and into a damn building and was outside of the car when the police came and didn't know where he was at, didn't know that that was his car, didn't even know that he was in the wreck. Okay, so anyway, prayers to the families, okay, of all you people around affected by this. Been praying for days on this because it's just so damn, oh my God, it's so horrible, man. 4 children, man. 2 7-year-olds, an 8-year-old, and an 18-year-old. That just, all of them, life ahead of them. Full life ahead of them. Didn't even get a chance, man. It's just the saddest damn thing. So if you could, do me a favor and just pray for them families and them little children out there. You know, they really need it. It's just a horrible damn thing, man. This world works in mysterious ways. So anyway, like I always say, love your neighbor, okay? Peace, chicken grease.